In my opinion, I think as given the India growth story and given that India is aspiring to be a 3 trillion and then the 5 trillion economy, I think T&D is the backbone for that kind of a growth. In my opinion, it would be anywhere between 8 to 10% of growth year over year. So I think it's a pretty healthy trend in the growth story for India. So, in my view, as the growth happens, what is likely to fuel that growth is the kind of per capita consumption of energy. What it is today is going to be at least 2 times more than what it is in terms of per capita of energy consumption, largely because of the adoption of digital tools and digital devices and stuff like that. So, in my view, 3 things are going to happen as far as this trend is going. The first thing is, as today we are seeing a lot of labor intensive T&D segment, and that's going to get into automated and digital phase. So there is going to be significant amount of transformation on that aspect. The second thing is going to be around sustainable power. There's going to be hybrid power, there's going to be renewables, there's going to be a lot of different subsets of power which is going to be consumed by all of us. So that's going to bring in a lot of opportunities for the T&D sector. And most importantly, the third thing is to drive towards the efficiency. And there is a lot of gap between us and what the world's efficiency in terms of power transmission is concerned. And that's something that we have as an opportunity over the next 3 years. So 3 things. First is in terms of automation and digital. Second is in terms of sustainable energy. And third is in terms of efficiency. So that's how I would look at it, Priyanka. As RRL is concerned, I think something that we've always believed in over the last 35 years of our existence is in India for India, which means that we are not the kind of company which is going to import products and sell it in the Indian market. We always believe in manufacturing in India. So we will continue to double click on the ability to manufacture all those components that are not being manufactured today in India in here, right in our works. So that's going to be our philosophy going forward. The second aspect is a lot about expanding our market presence and penetration. So that's about getting into extra high voltage. We see the trend moving towards extra high voltage and high voltage businesses. So that's something that we will do. We will expand into geographies which we are not present today, where we have an opportunity to do that. That will be largely Bangladesh and a little bit of Middle East and Europe as a segment. The third is around digital. I think there is a lot of opportunity for our products to be a lot more smarter than where it is today, and that's something that we will continue to focus on. The fourth aspect is be a little bit more responsible as an organization towards the society we serve in. That's about being sustainable. So it covers all the aspects of environment, social, and the governance aspect, and we have a pretty well laid out roadmap over the few years. So largely these are the 4 things that we would look at. One is manufacturing, the second is about digital, the third is expanding presence, and the fourth is around sustainability. Thank you. As a company, we are very mindful of not doing too many things all at the same time. So we pick on 3 things that we want to do. The first thing is around safety products. We believe there is an opportunity in terms of bringing in a safe environment to the people who are in interface with the energy sector. And that's a strong belief that we carry as a people-centric organization. So we want to make the entire energy sector a lot more safer. And that's where we said we will invest in these kind of product lines. So as you can see in the background, these are safety gloves, mats, and arc flash suits. These are very important for personal protective equipment. So that's something that we have invested largely on, and that's something that you can look forward to as an offering from RRL. What is unique is it's not just any other gloves or any other mat. This is individually certified for all the requirements, be it US, Europe, India, or Asia Pacific. It conforms to all the certification needs that the world of energy can ask for, and all these products meet that, and we have certification. And most importantly, each of these products are certified and tested and authenticated by us as it is shipped, because we are playing with lives and we are very responsible towards that aspect. The second most important thing is it is called personal protective equipment for a reason, because it needs to fit for every person in a certain form and fashion, and not everybody's wrist, if I were to take an example of gloves, is of the same size. So an Asian wrist will be very different, and the American wrist will be a lot more larger and wider. European would be in between, and so on and so forth. And this is something that we have been very, very mindful of as we designed our product. So we have a few ranges of product to suit the certain geographies that we deal with. So there is a European size, there is an American size and an Indian size, and that's how personal we want to make these products feel. And that's something which is very unique from our perspective. So that's something that you can look forward to, and we have already launched it and we are getting great response from the market. The second thing that we want to buck the trend is largely around electric vehicles. There we believe that there is a whole ecosystem that kind of opens up for us. The first one is around the charging stations itself. So the entire ecosystem for charging is something that we do know pretty well given our past experience, and that's something that we would get into. The second aspect is around the electrical solutions that are required within the vehicle itself. And there we have kind of launched a few products already in the market, and we are working with a few automotive companies on this aspect. So that's the second thing. And the existing products that we have, we've always been a product supplier, and we want to kind of transition ourselves from not just being a product supplier, but also finding digital and solutions in the marketplace. And how we would do it is to embrace digital and making our product smarter, having a product talk to us, create and collect data, mine for data, and then go and analyze the data and figure it out. So these are the three things that we are looking at in terms of products for the future, and we believe there is a strong demand for it, and we are in the right place to offer all of these three: safety, EV, and products to solutions. Thank you. The way I look at it as outlook for the T&D segment is, given that India is chasing or aspiring to be a 3 trillion and then on to a 5 trillion economy, as we spoke, there is going to be a tremendous amount of investment in the T&D sector. So I'm very bullish about the T&D sector in India. Largely, two things in my view will happen that I mentioned it before. One is we are going to see a lot of adoption of automation, digital aspects and stuff like that. So a lot more products that we use today are going to become a lot more smarter, can talk to us, and will be largely a leading indicator rather than a lagging indicator in most aspects. So that's one thing. The second thing that will happen is around sustainability. I think we will see a lot more weaving of renewable power with the conventional power, and the renewable mix will be substantially higher. So that brings in its own complexities and its own challenges in terms of new products and stuff like that. So overall, pretty bullish about what the outlook for T&D is. Now, what would RRL do to kind of maximize this opportunity? I think amongst everything else that I've spoken in terms of the products that we have, the services and stuff like that, there are two things that I would want to double click on. The first thing is around the adoption of digital. I think we have a huge opportunity to make our products a lot more smarter and a lot more digital in nature. Today it's largely metals and polymers put together, and that's an opportunity that we seek to uncover as we move along. So that's the first opportunity that we are looking at. The second thing is, to me, even bigger, is today most companies in the T&D sector are product suppliers. I think there's a huge opportunity for everybody because the customer seeks outcomes and not just a product. And when you start measuring outcomes, it's about solutions and not just products. So I think it's about making our product work, getting data out of it, churning out data, making it meaningful for the customer is where the game is going to be played. So largely two aspects. First, products becoming smarter, and second thing is moving away from the traditional products to the solution offering. And those are the two things that we would be looking at in RRL over the next few years to capture the bigger aspiration of India. Thank you.